Hey, Emma Madison here again with the next video in my blood pressure crash course series. For the quick rundown of why is it so important to manage your blood pressure and be aware of it, well, hypertension or high blood pressure affects over 116 million people in the United States alone, so it's a big problem and actually the leading cause of death and disability worldwide. Let's dive in. Today, we're going to cover what blood pressure is in the context of the actual reading and how to measure it and why measuring it is important. Simply put, blood pressure is the force that your blood exerts on the artery walls as the blood travels through your body. Arteries are the tubes that carry oxygenated blood throughout your body to deliver it to the cells and organs of your body. This force is what we refer to as the blood pressure and is essential for maintaining healthy circulation. So now let's talk about that number reading. When you visit your doctor, they usually give you a reading that looks like a fraction. Let me explain that number. The top number is referred to as the systolic pressure. Basically, this is the pressure that your blood exerts on the artery walls when your heart contracts. The bottom number is referred to as the diastolic pressure. That measures the pressure on the artery walls when your heart relaxes after a contraction. Naturally, the top number, when the heart contracts, is going to be higher pressure, so it's going to be a bigger number. The lower number, naturally, is going to usually and hopefully be a lower number because it's when your heart relaxes. A normal reading is around 120/80, 120 being the systolic pressure and 80 being the diastolic pressure. For those of you science nerds out there that are saying, explain the units, it's just milligrams of mercury. In general, stage 1 hypertension or high blood pressure usually starts when the reading is about 130/80 or higher. Some research studies indicate that regularly monitoring your blood pressure and reporting it to a healthcare professional can help you manage it all and even lower your blood pressure. However, I will say, for those of you who are obsessive about it, sometimes it can actually increase your blood pressure because you're giving yourself anxiety about it. I'm talking specifically to the individuals who fall under the category of just elevated blood pressure, which is anything slightly above 120/80, but not quite over 130/80. And those of you who know that you can become obsessive about things, just keep that in mind. So now the easy question, how do you measure it? Well, of course, you can go to your healthcare professional and they can usually get that reading for you, but you're not going to your healthcare provider weekly, hopefully. This is where you may want to consider an at-home monitor. I'll have a much more comprehensive video on the exact styles and brands that are seen as more accurate in terms of home monitoring, but in general, I can say arm cuffs are way more accurate than the wrist cuff monitors, so consider an arm cuff. Like I said, more on that in another video. If you must use a wrist cuff because you really don't want to invest in something that's way more accurate and is going to take the reading from your upper arm, just make sure your wrist is above your heart when you're collecting the reading. Now, I'll leave you with one important citation. This 2023 article does indicate that simply measuring your blood pressure yourself is not considered enough, and it is important to share it with a healthcare provider or someone to really hold you accountable for these readings. So just make sure you are communicating your readings that you're collecting to a licensed or professional healthcare provider. Based on the research, this ensures proper management of your hypertension. For those of you looking to fully understand what can change your blood pressure and the components of blood that impact blood pressure, check out the rest of my series for this blood pressure. If it's not already there, I'm still making it. I'd go ahead and check those out for further information. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and drop a comment as well. It helps the channel. And always remember, your health is an investment, not an expense. I'll see you in the next one.